Okay, well, welcome everybody. This is XCOMfanatics. We're playing the preview version of XCOM2, and we are going to get right into the action, and I'm with Granok, who is messing with that sniper rifle.
Yeah, hi there. I'm currently upgrading this with some loot we found on the battlefield, because, you know, snipers who have to reload all the time.
Ooh, that's pretty. That looks a lot sleeker than the old Sky Ranger.
Definitely. Right in the beginning you probably noticed I switched out the soldier, and the one I put into the squad is shaken, which is a mechanic. Basically what it means is that they are scared of battle, and it's like battle fatigue. So they are stressed out and have penalties on quite some action. So if you take them with you and manage to kill them,
so we're heading in to protect as many people as we can. Secure the camp and eliminate all hostile forces.
And they get healthy again if they have a little success in the battlefield, so
yeah, basically, so if you don't manage to kill them, but manage that they kill an alien without getting hurt themselves, they get fixed again, so they lose the shaken, and also get a permanent boost on the moral stats.
Yeah, don't you wish post-traumatic stress disorder would be able to be solved that easily in real life?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I thought that is what the officer's mess was for, you know. I mean, they are hanging out there all the time and having a drink after another, and...
Okay, well, back to this mission. What kind of mission is this? This looks different from the others.
So, we managed to upset Advent enough so they are actually coming down on civilians as retaliation for XCOM.
Okay, so it's basically a terror mission, something like that?
It feels the same. We got message that a friendly settlement is currently being terrorized by Advent. So what we're doing is we are supposed to go there and save as many of our allies as possible.
Well, in my terror missions, that never worked out. I always had enough trouble to just get my own people back alive. Let's see how it works here.
The scoring changed a bit, so you still can get a flawless or excellent rating, even though if some civilians are lost. They don't expect you to save every single civilian, so the goal actually is to save 6 of the 13 civilians on the field.
First, Advent deployed non-lethal stun units for crowd control and the occasional
those look mean.
We don't see a whole lot of that anymore.
Yeah, so the first batch of guys that we got here is pretty much the default Advent Trooper on the right side, and a more mean version right in the middle next to that car. Easily distinguishable by their red shiny helmets that kind of somehow remind me on the newer Robocop. They carry a stun lance, but they definitely use it for more than stunning.
Okay, yeah, there's your regular sniper.
As you can see, we are now still in concealment, at least with this operative. It's a ranger, so the first skill you can get for them is that they stay concealed if the rest of the squad is found.
That sounds cool. Okay, now everybody's revealed, I guess.
Yeah, I think that was it. Oh, yeah, I think old school XCOM veterans will shudder sometimes because of the moves I make, but I've learned so far that in XCOM2, even though there's no official turn limit on this mission, you don't always have the time anymore to stay in cover all the time, so you really have to press forward if you want to have a good mission score. Of course you risk injuries or even casualties on your operatives, but you simply can't stay in cover all the time anymore, or you end up watching all the civilians get mangled before you even reach any interesting place on the map.
Oh, did you see that? That was a nice little touch. It said Owen Wright was killed, so all these civilians are not nameless numbers anymore, so they actually have names. Oh, that hurts. So losing them actually hurts a lot more psychologically. Nice touch.
Yeah, that was pretty weird when I saw it the first time, because before it just was like nameless civilians, you know, in Enemy Within and Enemy Unknown, and now they have names, and it's like, oh my god, not Mark. I really liked Mark. I've never seen him before, but all he did was staying in that garage, and suddenly Advent just shot him just like that, and it really motivates one to wish to kick Advent in the ass.
Nicely put. Okay, so we still have burning cars. Yes.
Yeah, I think that one over there got completely destroyed by that grenade that we threw earlier. Again, you can use, just like in Enemy Within or in Enemy Unknown, though even more, you can use the environment. So you don't only have cars, you also have fuel tanks and other things that you can blow up and even cause chain reactions.
Okay, well, let's move forward a little bit. This looks to alien activity. Yeah, it's after playing so much Long War, it's kind of weird to go back to 4 troopers. That is.
Oh no, not Victor. Everyone really liked Victor. Yeah, that's interesting. You're not stuck with 4 troopers that long, you know. You get again the chance to upgrade the squad size twice, so for a total of 6 operatives, and pretty sure that on special missions you probably can field a lot more.
Okay, well, this one is moving up pretty far. Isn't that a bit dangerous? No, apparently not. I would have expected that this guy encounters just another batch of aliens. It seems like the number of aliens has been reduced a little bit as well. Just basically as it was in Enemy Within or Enemy Unknown, isn't it?
I did play, I guess, roughly 30 missions, and I'd say your average is 9 to 15 aliens, depending on mission type. I had occasionally missions with like 25 aliens, and my absolute top was 50 in one mission.
Okay. And in all that, it looks like the mission diversity has increased a lot. There's a lot of different missions. Is that... Did you have anything where you said like, oh, I've played this before in those 30 missions?
Sometimes.
More aliens.
For example, you need... Oh, yeah, the new sectoid.
That is ugly.
I'm definitely not going to ask him out for dinner. The mission types vary a lot. Some are...
Oh, my son was killed. Runa.
Let's say they are related, like you have to get something from an Advent convoy, but once it's a computer that you have to hack that's on one of the trucks or a data cache or something, and the other time it's a VIP that you have to grab out of a convoy, or you have to grab a VIP and break him out of jail and then rescue him, or the VIP is already with you from the beginning of the mission and you just have to escort him through a heavily guarded corridor. So while you often have to do the same thing, the start is a lot different, or the details of the mission are different. Sometimes the mission changes right in the middle, like, oh, now you have the intel. Oh, the intel suggests you rather should do this now because it wouldn't be wise to keep on with the original plan.
Okay, we probably should pay attention a little bit to what these soldiers are doing. They're in the middle of a firefight and doing well. Okay.
Surprisingly so, yeah.
Well, the sectoid has not gotten any smarter, I guess. It's still staying out of cover.
As long as not something unexpected happens. Oh dear.
That was the cue, right? Oh, that is ugly. That is so ugly.
That was indeed the first encounter with those that I had, and I was like, oh yes, civilian with a name that I only know if you get killed, I will save you. So I think that also was one of the last actions of an operative in this turn. So basically this is a late turn activation.
Oh, nice. You hate it when that happens.
Also, at that point, I was totally oblivious of what this thing can do, so...
Oh, you mean there's nothing good coming out of this?
Well, you know, it was a ranger that's right next to it. I wasn't sure, should I shoot it in the face with a shotgun, or should I probably try and slash it with the sword, because it might work a lot better with the shotgun or the sword, you know.
Yeah, imagine. Okay, let's see. So this is where you lose your first squad member. Let's see. There seem to be quite a few more. Oh yes.
Oh, Christine. Everybody liked Christine.
I didn't. Christmas party was a bitch. No, just kidding. Okay, he...
Yeah, now that's
not good.
That's
okay,
pretty
panic.
nasty. There is one change in the panic. In enemy within or unknown, if they went into panic, they would even fire at your own operatives. They don't do that now. At least I haven't seen it. If they now get panicked...
Ouch!
Ow! Yeah, so he got that huge swing attack that actually wrecks all the cover around an operative and even hits several operatives if they are in a close vicinity.
So it's basically an area of effect attack.
Yep.
Oh, that hurts.
So to continue back at the panic.
Yeah. Okay. She's still alive.
Yeah, and he healed up a bit even. And well, if they now go into panic, long story short, they will try and shoot aliens if they see them. So no more your own shotgunner fires right into your back because he's panicked by an alien. Instead, he will try to kill the alien.
Ooh, you ran into that Overwatch fire.
Yeah, that wasn't too smart, but she managed to avoid it and sliced him up good.
Fortunately, those Advent troopers seem to be a lot better at marching than shooting.
Yeah, a lot so.
Kind of like, I remember the first videos we saw of them where they had Eastern Bloc style parades, and they were looking smart at that. But here on the battlefield, not so much. Ooh.
Well, good for us, because I mean, there's probably tens of thousands of those, so...
Yeah, likely. Kind of like stormtroopers, aren't they? Now that the new Star Wars movie is out.
So it was never really intended to end up like this, but now we're all clutched together, trying to get rid of that faceless before he has a lucky hit and hits a few of our operatives.
Well, that seemed to work.
Yep.
It's,
heavies, compared to the older games, are capable of actually hitting something now.
That's good to hear. And is their damage actually increased? Ooh, it's another one of sectoids.
Well, the heavies do have a certain bonus also on destroying cover. Even if they miss and they hit cover, they might destroy it. I think they do slightly more damage than an assault rifle. But the assault rifle lacks, of course, the chance to wreck any cover.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of destructible environment here, and a lot of it has already been destructed, and you are doing your best to add to it, I guess. You love your explosives, don't you?
Well, usually when I'm done with the battlefield, it's pretty much leveled. Especially early on, when the normal weaponry just wouldn't really cut it. I try now to really use the explosives if the enemies are not triggered yet, so if you're still concealed and you have a few of them very close, the heavies later on can shred again enemies, so they lose their armor rating, or parts of it. So I try that the first grenade really makes it count and gets rid of some armor of several targets in one hit.
That makes sense.
But of course, for show effect, or if it comes from push to shove, then I'm probably just throwing that grenade instead of taking that 70% shot.
That was nice sound effects. I think both the firing effect sounds a lot better than it did previously, and those inhuman cries of those Advent troopers, they make it really satisfying to get rid of them, I think.
Yeah, they sound pretty weird. So it's really uncomfortable. So some of those sound more weird than others. Especially the captains. I don't think we got one in this mission, but they are the Advent troopers that you probably know from other footage in the red armor. Even wearing a cape, like, oh look, I'm Super Advent. They really make weird, shriekish noise when they go belly up.
Hey, reflex.
So
Yeah.
okay, this is a bit overkill. So I'm just using a grenade here for the weakest enemy unit in the game, the normal trooper with 3 HP.
Yeah, you don't like bringing back that much for the science department to look at, do you?
Well, this time it's not like every unit drops loot. You do see a little loot destroyed flag coming up if there would have been any loot, but that doesn't happen too often. Of course, it
Ooh, you
makes
left
sense.
him alive. Ouch. That
Yeah.
would be bad. Oh, he's just running away. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, but
No problem.
I always cringe when I'm standing next to an alien and they get their turn.
Well, the sectoids are now... They tend to fall back, which is also one of the reasons why I let the Rangers charge in on sectoids. They will take the first turn normally backing down and going back into cover. So they usually then try one panic or one mind control, and we just had a victim of mind control. But as we see, the Ranger cut it up good now, and this also means the mind control is immediately lost.
We're not picking up any additional contacts.
So I'm not
The
too
AO
scared
is
of the
clear.
sectoids if they're not covered by heavier troops.
Okay, that's good to know. Oh, there was only 7 enemies. It felt like more. So the mission is over successfully. There's new stats in the mission.
Yeah, that's pretty nice actually. So you get a little, oh cool, we killed that many enemies per turn, and we used cover for about this much, which is not much in my case. That really depends though. As I said earlier, there is missions where you have no pressure, like there's no civilians that die each turn, or you don't have a turn counter. Those are happening more often now. So pretty often you will get a mission that says, yeah, you have to do this or that in 8 or 10 or 12 turns. And that of course gives a lot of pressure to rush in, so you don't use cover that much anymore. And it kind of grew on me to not use cover that much anymore, but you really should. If you have layers of missions that don't have any time limit and don't force you to push forward so fast, then it's a good idea to still use cover as good as possible. So what we are seeing here now is this shadow step thing, the sergeant level promotion for the Ranger. This is something I really love. It means the Ranger can charge on enemies that are on Overwatch without triggering the Overwatch.
Ooh, that sounds useful.
That is very useful, and yeah. We see some loot here, so actually some corpses. There hasn't been any significant loot on this one.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's time to wrap up. And let's see what we can do in our next mission. Okay, thanks for showing off this mission, and I guess we'll see all of you later. Thanks for watching.
All right. Thanks, bye.
Considering the limited resources available to you, Commander, you have still managed to exceed my expectations. Excellent work.